What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to Automotive Life. My name is Lucky, and welcome to Motivation Monday. We're going to be talking about how to make $100,000 a month doing auto repair. Now, you guys are probably thinking you're going to need a big fancy shop, a bunch of money, and like 50 technicians, but that is not the case. To get started in this process, all you're going to need is a very small facility that does auto repair, yourself and probably one other individual that's a qualified technician, and a few extra bucks, and we can slowly start building you to the game plan that we're going to talk about. Now, I've taught this pretty much all over across the United States. We have multiple shops doing this, and I just actually got off a consulting call with a gentleman in California that's doing the exact same thing, but with European vehicles. So I figured I'd make a video about this because this does help people. Whether your shop is extremely busy right now, or you're gonna have a slow time during Christmas. Some of the things I'm gonna teach you in this video can keep you busy year-round and all to date, and eventually you become your own customer, which I'll lead into that here in a minute. So first we're gonna talk about my history, my background. Like I said, I started as an automotive repair technician. I was good, but I wasn't fast. So I realized I was better in sales than I was in actual auto repair. But in the meantime, I understand the concept of chasing customers and trying to get business in. That's exactly what I did. So usually the first way people try to increase their revenue when it comes to auto repair is they chase after their existing clientele. They do phone calls with their customers, send out mailers, hey, we're giving away free tune-up specials, oil change specials, AC recharging, blah, blah, blah. And you do make some extra money, and that does trickle in depending on the season and everything else. So I don't want to take anything away from that. Those are always good practices to keep. So keep doing that. The next one is going after fleet work. We've talked about it on a few videos. I love chasing fleet work because most businesses that use their cars to make money will always pay their bills. We're talking about HVAC companies, Uber drivers, landscaping companies, etc., rental car companies, people that use their cars to make money. They usually have more than one vehicle, they're always needing them serviced, and they need to keep records, and they usually pay outside companies like yourselves to maintain their vehicles. This is a really good way of supplementing your income. If you can get fleets to cover you through your business, then pretty much whatever you make off your customers is gravy. So I would definitely chase fleets. Now, one of the next things a lot of auto repair shops do is they start chasing warranty companies. PWI, GWC, we go after these companies to get repair work from all the local dealerships in our area. And we're chasing that business, going after it, and getting these deals in. Warranty companies are great because some of them pay up to $130 an hour. They give you flag rate, which is really good, so you're able to make some money and take care of your technicians. Now, the last one is AAA. AAA provides customers as well as a decent hourly rate, but they're not as good as what they used to be. They used to pay us all the money. They give us extra money for repairs, for tows, but then they started making you do warranties for up to a year. So if you fix the car and let's say it breaks down in another state, they would bill you for whatever repairs that the other shop did. So I kind of steer away from AAA, but I know some people do that. Now, we went over all the ways that you can make money the traditional way when you're an automotive repair shop. Chasing this business, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good foundation, but you're stuck in that hamster wheel of chasing business. We're going to talk about in this video how not to chase business, how for you to make your own business. So let's go ahead and talk about advertising. Now, a lot of shops prefer advertising over chasing clients. Now, don't get me wrong. I love chasing after fleets and chasing after warranties, but like I said, you are chasing stuff. So most people prefer to do advertising. So let's say you're spending $3,000 to $5,000 a month in like Facebook, Google, OfferUp, whatever you want to spend money on to bring your clientele to you. Doing auto repairs, same thing. Even in that realm, it's good, but you're still chasing it and you're dependent on how good your social media skills are at the moment. And you never want to pay an outside company because they're just going to charge you for basically static ads and cost you a fortune. So let's go ahead and talk about employees. Now, if you're a small shop and you have maybe one or two guys, I know it's pretty scary when you don't have business. I've paid it myself where I had to pay guys just to sit there on their ass because we didn't have any work. So I was desperate and I started going out and I was giving away work just to keep my guys busy so I can make a few dollars and make their paychecks. I understand this. This is something on why I developed the system so I don't have to do this. Like I said, creating your own business is a definite plus. It helps you regulate your payroll. It helps you eliminate the fact of spending any of this advertising money, and you don't have to go chasing customers. Now, the traditional sense in automotive repairs is to actually fix or chase customers to get money for repairs. What I want you guys to do is use your repair knowledge to make you money with fixing and selling cars. Now, I know it sounds kind of trivial, and maybe some of you guys do this already, but this is actually something that is very logical and is the next evolutionary step in your automotive journey. I've never met so many qualified automotive technicians that didn't ever step into this realm. Now, a few of you guys have gotten cars where customers just left them and they don't want to mess with them, and so you got them either as a lien sale or they just gave them to you and you fixed them up and sold them on the side. What I'd like for you to do is regulate this. Try to do it a little bit more often. If you're doing maybe one car a week, get in the habit of just actively searching for cars online. As you guys know, we go on Facebook, we go on Craigslist, OfferUp, there are always cars that are broken down that need repairs. And this is one of the things that's going to stabilize your business year round. When I first started, I got tired of chasing customers. I would fix their cars, they would complain, they would always pay me slowly. I had cars piling up in my storage lot. It was just a big pain in the butt. When you become your own client, when you're actively chasing cars to purchase off of Facebook, OfferUp, and Craigslist, and you're bringing them to your facility and you're fixing them, keeping your technicians busy while making money for yourself, it's a beautiful thing. It's a self-reciprocating system, and that's why I like it. You never have a down month, a slow month, or just whatever. You're just always trickling along. Now, in the beginning, you do your regular auto repair work, get your customers coming in because we want to keep that money turning, but we want to supplement that with purchasing cars to fix and repair and then sell. Now, once you streamline this process and you feel extremely confident and you have an ability to sell, you have an ability to keep up with the repairs, then you make the next logical step and get your dealer's license. Even if you don't want to sell cars to the public, I'm going to tell you how you make $100,000 a month fixing cars and sending them to the auction. Now, 90% of dealers don't know shit about cars. They all think they're car gurus, but they couldn't tell you the difference between a rotary engine and a V6. They'll look at it and say, oh, this is Cars Books this, I'll buy it. So as an automotive technician, you have a massive advantage when it comes to buying cars at the auction because you actually know what you're looking at. We know the common problems with most vehicles. These dealers don't know that. They're out there buying all these crappy cars with multiple issues, 7 series of Vanos problems, Chrysler 2.7s, what else? You know, just all these typical cars that mechanics know about that we see the typical issues and problems with them. They don't know the difference between a non-interference head and an interference head. So you'd be surprised at how many cars you could purchase at the actual auction and just put the timing belt back into place and drive it away because you know the difference between both of those. And if you don't understand that question, definitely do some research. But they are out there and you'd be surprised on every week. There's tons of them. If you go to Mannheim and Adesa, even Copart and IAA, there are lines and rows of auctions of non-runners. Some of them are called TRA lanes, some of them are called in-op lanes. Either way, there are tons of amazing deals for you as an automotive technician. Now, when I first started, I started buying these cars through my friend's dealer's license and filling up my shop. I would fix them up. Sometimes I would just get them running and then I would take them back to the auction and get rid of them. And I've had everything from Mercedes and BMWs with bad batteries. You know, if there's not enough voltage, the car doesn't shift right. So we would fix the battery, send it back to the auction, or replace the battery, send it back to the auction. And we would make $1,000, $1,500 just from doing that. I've gotten cars with interference heads, or excuse me, non-interference heads, put the timing belts on, got through there. I've bought in cars with sealed transmissions that people didn't know how to actually check them without a computer. And we would just fill up the transmission, the transmission would shift smoothly, we put it back through the auction and make money. There are so many of these cars every week at the auction, and this is how you make $100,000 a month doing this, doing auto repair. So if you don't want to deal with the general public and you just want to fix cars and take them to the auction, this is an amazing system that you can build yourself with your expertise, your business, and not changing anything. You can always have work for your technicians so you can keep them steadily employed. You always have a flow of vehicles. So for some reason, let's say a customer comes in and they're like, oh, my motor's blown up in my car, I can't afford to fix it. No problem, Mr. Customer. I'll give you $1,500 trade-in for your car. I got this car that's already ready to go for $5,000. Give me your car, I'll take this one, and you can take this one out of the way. If they think it's great, they take it, boom. Fix that car, put it right back into the lane. So let's say you decide to go retail and you want to sell to the actual general public. you can make even more money with your skill and knowledge, because now you can buy cars, like I said, with blown motors, blown transmissions, and retail them for top dollar and make that extra money. Now, those are the deals where you can gross more money, but it's not a system like what we talked about where you fix the cars and just take them right back to the auction. You can do 5 to 10 of those a week. You'll never have a slow week again. You'll make $10,000, $15,000 every week just from shuffling those cars through. And then you just slowly build on that. And then eventually, little by little, you'll hit those home runs where it'll take you over that $100,000 a month. Now, it's gonna take a little bit of time as you build the system, but I promise you, as you get more experienced and as you kind of line your ducks up with getting your dealer's license, taking these cars to the auction and then seeing what's out there, it'll be a massive benefit. And also, as an automotive repair technician, you're gonna have, like I said, another big advantage is I buy a lot of cars that are non-running from banks. Now, banks won't tell dealers this, but they hate to sell to dealers because dealers, if it's not running, they don't want to pay for it. They'll give them $500 for it. Where you, as an automotive repair technician, you can say, hey, you know what? This car, it's not a bad motor, it's a bad, let's say, electrical system. It's not charging, it doesn't have the right amount of voltage, so therefore your PCM won't work, will not send voltage to the actual system. So let's go ahead and fix these two things, and if it runs, I'll give you $10,000 for the car. And so now you built a trust factor with these banks because you actually know what the hell you're talking about, and they will give you first bite at the apple at all their cars that come in non-working. I go to tow yards, auto repair shops picking up cars like this all the time, and we get them before they go to the auction. So as you start doing this, people are going to kind of get in your network and realize that you're the guy that buys the cars that have mechanical issues. And as you do this more and more, like I said, that's how you start building up your fleet, building up your supply line, and hitting that $100,000 a month extremely easy. Now, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. I'd love to answer them. Like I said, we've done this in multiple cities and multiple states, so I know it pretty much works everywhere. You know, when we're chasing customers, we never know when somebody's car is going to break down, but if we buy the cars off of Facebook, OfferUp, Craigslist, there's always something broken online at all times, no matter what part of the year is. And like I said, as you build this system, you never have to worry about the slow times. Most mechanics will attest that during Christmas time, we're literally sitting on our butts. That's when you buy some more of the heavier projects where maybe a lot of motor rebuilds, a lot of maybe bodywork stuff, mechanical things. This is a great way to get started. Now, if you're thinking about doing this and you're not an automotive technician, then I would strongly suggest not doing it unless you partner up with somebody that knows the automotive repair game, because this is where a lot of dealers lose their money. If you don't have the experience, you're going to overpay for cars and it's going to bite you in the ass. I see it all the time and every week at the auctions. You know, we could buy motors for $1,000 and they hear us talking about this, so they go out and they buy a bunch of cars, and then they wind up buying a bunch of Mercedes, BMWs, and Subarus. And if your mechanics are watching this, they know that there is no Subaru engine under $1,000. They're all $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 if you could find them from LKQ or B&R. So these are some of the things, like I said, that will set you up for success. And if you are not an automotive technician, these are the things that are going to set you up for failure. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to have, or not tomorrow, it's going to be Wednesday. We're going to have a workshop Wednesday. We're going to show you guys a new project that we're working on. So stay tuned and we'll see you then.